What's good? It's Chopper here with another video, and I just want to ask y'all a real quick question real fast. What's the two systems in the car that scare you the most of failing? So what are those? To me, it's the oiling, which is the lubrication system, and the cooling system. So today we're gonna work on the cooling system, and I'm gonna show you what this little guy right here does to make sure that your coolant cools off in your car. Before we get into this though, we're gonna go for a little drive and make sure the power steering is working good on the coupe. I got it on right now, it's just warming up really quick. And we're gonna make sure the rack and pinion is working how it should and there's no leaks or anything. So let's go for a little drive and I'll see y'all in a little bit.
Sounded like a real nigga anthem. Shawty saw my wallet, now she think a nigga handsome. Whoa, telling me she wanted me to hammer. Tryna get saved, baby, I am not the answer. No, I can never trick on the bitch, unless the bitch is my bitch with a kiss on my lips like, I am not a pimp with a limp, I'm a man with a gift, and I'm doing my shit like, Tell them other niggas I'm the nigga, I'm the man in the city, and my bank account bigger, and my body count bigger. That's without a doubt, nigga. I'm 100 steps ahead, that's a lot of mouth, nigga. That's a lot of clout, nigga. What you all about, nigga? What your dollar amount, nigga? You a boy scout, nigga. I'm a big dog. Tell the truth, I don't get y'all. The shit sounding corny. Motherfucker, turn this shit off, bro.
Well, we driving the coupe now, as you guys can see. And the power steering feels amazing. It's not buttery smooth because it's not like the newer cars, you guys know. But compared to how it was, this thing is oh my God. Whoever got one of these Integras, Civics, EK, EG, CRXs, whatever, you guys know when they don't have no power steering, when you driving is okay. But when you trying to come in and out of a parking spot, it's the worst. So I'm glad everything is good. I'm heading back to the garage now and we're gonna double check, make sure there's no leaks or anything like that. So I'll see y'all back in the garage. Everything seems to be okay. The fluid in the power steering didn't move not one bit, so that's pretty much a good sign that there's no leak. It's just a little dirty back there. I can't get in there to show you guys, but there's no leak going on. And let me just let's admire this engine bay real quick. It's supposed to get a little better, but let's just admire it for now, you know. Look at this. You guys think this car is filthy though. I haven't washed this car since I brought it over here to the garage, so it needs to wash also. But he's looking all right. So let's talk about what I showed you guys in the beginning of the video. So in the beginning of the video, I spoke to you guys about this right here. And you might ask, what is this? This is actually an aftermarket sensor from Mishimoto. This right here is the sensor in your car. If you have a Civic, Integra, EK, single cam, dual overhead cam, whatever motor you got in these Hondas, they usually have this sensor on them. And this sensor right here, this is what controls when your fan turns on. So this little sensor here is screwed in to your thermostat housing, and it lets you know, okay, the coolant is at this temperature, fan, turn on. And as your fan turn on, it drags air through your radiator and cools off your antifreeze, your coolant, whatever you want to call it. So this is what we will be changing. The cool thing about this one here is that this starts the fan at, let me read this right. So it says, the Mishimoto's thermostat switch replaces your OEM fan switch, allowing your radiator fan to activate at 80 Celsius, 15 degrees lower than stock temperature. So this sensor here turns your fan on before your stock sensor would. So I advise everyone, if you're gonna switch your fan switch, go with the Mishimoto one. And I had this on Big Red before, which was my EK hatch, a 700 horsepower turbo B series, and never gave me an issue. So I actually bought this one for the coupe because I'm gonna show you guys what's going on, that the other switch was driving me crazy and I didn't know what it was, and now we know. So let me show you guys. Okay, so that switch that I just showed you, it actually goes back here. Let me see if I can clear some of the stuff away so you guys can see. Check it out. that switch goes right there. See that one there? You guys see that funny color that has? It's like a bluish color. That's actually from the antifreeze. Ever since I put like the intake and the header and everything else on this car, I've been smelling a weird like antifreeze smell, but I wouldn't see any fluid fall out of the car or onto the floor. And I was always confused, like why does it smell like antifreeze? You know, I checked the oil, make sure that the oil is not mixing with the antifreeze. That's terrible, you know what I mean? But thank God it wasn't. So the other day, as I was doing the power steering rack, I noticed that sensor had that funny color to it. So as I looked further into it, I touched it, smelled it, and you can see just by the color, because of the Honda antifreeze, that the sensor is actually leaking. But it's like, what it's leaking is like vapors. It's not even liquid, you know? So that's where the smell was coming from all along. So if you guys getting a weird antifreeze smell and you don't know where it's coming from, check those type of things, because sometimes things like that will drive you crazy just because you don't see no fluid. You're not sure where it's coming from. But let me show you guys again where it's at. Check it out. It's right there. See this? This is a thermostat housing right here. And the lower hose goes to the bottom of the radiator. So let's change this bad boy out and see when this fan turns on over here. Let's get to it. I took off the plug that goes right here, and we're gonna take this off with an open wrench. Size you're gonna need, well, the closest size I found on hand as fast as possible was a 15/16. Might be a different size, but this one seemed to be working perfect. So what you're gonna do is, with your open wrench, flip it like this, whichever way is better for you, and you're gonna get in here and you're gonna crank it loose. Right there, just cranked. This is easy. You don't have to remove anything. If you have an intake like me, like this, it's a piece of cake. If you don't, then you probably got to take out the air box and all of that. So just make sure that the coolant has cooled off enough for you to do this. You don't want to do this with hot antifreeze. I let the coolant cool off enough, and we should be good to go. It will leak a little bit of coolant, so just make sure you refill whatever you spill. So let me keep cranking this off, and I'm gonna show you guys the sensor once I take it out. Here's the sensor, y'all. Check this out. See that? Look at this. Tore up. To me, the gasket the O-ring was cooked already. So another thing I noticed was, I believe it was leaking from inside this little wedge here. And I think that's where the pressure, when the antifreeze pressurizes inside the system, it was like coming out of there, like evaporating. But check out this O-ring right here. Horrible. But we're gonna change this with this, and we're out. Let's get it. Okay, sensor's on and plugged in. So now we turn the car on and we wait for that temperature to rise to see when the fan gonna turn on. So let's turn the car on. Now we wait. Success, success, success. Check it out, y'all. Look at that fan spinning. Huh? And this is right away. I know it was off camera, but it happened right away. So just like that, we upgraded our cooling system with maybe 30, 40 bucks that sensor cost. So now we have nothing to worry about. The sensor will kick the fan on as soon as it senses the temperature that it's supposed to. So this is just like a tiny upgrade, which also serves you as insurance. You know you're not gonna get to the threshold before the fan turns on. Now the fan is turning on 15 degrees earlier. Look, just like that, it cooled off and it shut it off. So that's one thing that probably people overlook, and it's so simple. It's just a little sensor and you put it on. I believe if you have like an aftermarket computer, you can adjust what temperature that you want the fan to turn on, but now I don't have a tune, I don't have anything done. So that's just a little sensor that will turn it on its own without me having to go and switch out the computer for something else and type in the temperature. Just plug and play. So for the most part, I think it's great. So, with that being said, I hope I see you guys on the next one. Y'all already know what it is. It's Chopper, and I'm out of here. Oh, one more thing. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let's go.